The Doug Wright Show. Top newsmakers only Doug has access to. Answering questions only Doug can ask on KSL News Radio.
I love the picture I was just handed. I have not seen this. And I'm looking at this person who is standing on the side of the road, holding up one of those cardboard signs. And it says, "Help our homeless neighbors. Donate on your tax form." And it's my friend Pamela Atkinson who is standing there. Pamela, that's a great visual. We need to put that up on our Doug Wright Show Facebook page. We need to put that up on the page, and we will in just a moment. Pamela, it's always so good to see you. You have no idea how often I quote you on various things on this program when we're talking about taking care of our homeless friends, as you always put it, and avoiding making things even worse for our homeless friends by succumbing to the urge to just pass money out, not knowing where it's going to go. You know, I'd heard it from our civic leaders before, started with Dee Dee Corradini and others, but I remember once I asked you, and we've had a lot of shows about this, should we be giving money to panhandlers? And when even you say, no, there are better ways, I know that is not the route to go.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I honestly admit I know most of the panhandlers, and I know if they need it or not. Occasionally I'll come across somebody I don't know, and I'll have a good chat with them, and I'm finding out they have a problem paying their utility bills. And in this kind of weather, of course, that's a must. But we have resources to help those people. So I wouldn't give them direct money, but I would put them in touch with somebody who could help them.
Right. I remember once you telling me that the odds of that money, the odds, as you just look at the panhandler population, the odds of it going for good purpose is pretty slim.
Actually, it really is. And I even have people who will give me a $10 bill saying, I was tempted to give this to a panhandler, but could you buy some socks? And I can get 2 or 3 pairs of socks for that. Give it to a homeless person to prevent them having blisters. And so that person has actually made a difference.
Exactly.
If they had given the $10 to the panhandler, it may well have gone on drugs or alcohol.
Exactly. Today we are here to talk about something that you and I have talked about now for quite a few years. How long has the Pamela Atkinson Homeless Trust Fund been out there now, and the opportunity to give through our tax form?
It used to be the State Homeless Trust Fund, and then former Speaker Marty Stevens got it changed.
Right.
He felt it needed a face and a name on it about 15 years ago. And when we first went on the state income tax form, we were the only checkoff. And now, of course, there are 7 or 8. So we first of all, I think the first year, it was something like $280,000. And this past year, it was just under $70,000 that we collected from taxpayers.
Right. This is such a good way to give. And regardless of whether you are getting a refund or whatever, to give to our homeless friends, our real homeless friends, is so important. And I love this form, what our $1 can really do. And it points to the $1. If it goes through the fund, it translates into at least $3 worth of buying power, into a hot meal and everything else. If it goes to the panhandler, heaven only knows where it goes.
The taxpayers of this state who have been generous and contributed $3 or more to the Pamela Atkinson Homeless Trust Fund, they have helped hundreds, literally thousands of people go through the different shelters, go through the different centers, get some rehab, get some counseling, get the case management, get into their own apartments. And there are literally thousands of people who have benefited from this particular fund.
Right. Many of us right now are scrambling to gather up all the receipts and make sure that we have our W whatevers they are, the 1099s and everything else to either do ourselves or take to an accountant. And this is such an easy way to give. What should people do? Describe what the process is, where to look for this.
If they look on the state income tax form where it says donations, and the Pamela Atkinson Homeless Trust Fund is on the top of the list of 7 or 8, and they just check that, and then in the code they put 02, and then they can put $3 or more. And far be it from me to stop them adding several zeros if they want to.
Right.
But that money goes directly to the providers from Logan to St. George who are providing services to help our homeless friends who have the potential and who want to become self-sufficient take those steps out of homelessness.
We're going to put this on our Doug Wright Show Facebook page, and perhaps we can do a few more reminders that as we get a little closer, some people are filing their taxes right now, but some of us are procrastinators, so it might not be a bad idea to remind people periodically. And Pamela, I so appreciate not only our friendship, but all the great things you do for the state of Utah. And this is such a wonderful way to give, and I appreciate you sharing this information with us.
Thank you so much, Doug.
And by the way, I asked Pamela, how are we doing with the homeless situation? And you gave me a bit of a thumbs up. We're on the right path right now.
City, county, and state are all working very hard together with a lot of other people, and things are happening in the right direction.
All right, and we'll talk more about that as well.